To date, there have been 21 movies comprising the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. Avengers Endgame is set to be the 22nd and is sure to shake things up quite a bit. With that many hours of action, they've been able to introduce us to quite a few characters of varying backgrounds and powers. Of course, the cinematic world has only begun to scratch the surface of characters that exist in the comics. In fact, the estimated number of total Marvel characters is somewhere between 7,000 and 20,000. That's a pretty lofty tally, and might take a few more movies to cover it all. In the meantime, we've got 21 great movies to be proud of, and with that, a bevy of awesome characters. Some are impressive, while others are just downright invincible. Welcome back to The Binger, where we're breaking down the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, ranked. Number 15. Spider-Man. There have been many incarnations of Spider-Man throughout the years, but this Tom Holland version is just awesome. Sure, he's still just a kid in high school, but he's powerful beyond his years. The fact that he made it into the Avengers so quickly, while still a student, should be evidence of how incredible he actually is at crime fighting. It's like an NBA player coming straight out of high school to start on the All-Star team. He started out as a successful hero with a homemade spider suit. He could climb walls, heal quicker, and utilize a special Spidey sense, and that's before acquiring high-tech suits from his pal/mentor Tony Stark. Once equipped with the proper attire, that's when Peter Parker really upped his game. He's still young and he's still improving, but Spider-Man deserved to make this list nonetheless. Plus, he's only getting better from here. And to think, when I got bit by that spider, I only got a rash for like 3 days. You know, some people just have all the luck. Number 14. Black Panther. A skilled combat fighter in his own right, T'Challa becomes nearly unstoppable once he dons the Black Panther suit made out of vibranium. No, that's not a new fancy type of fabric used by Under Armour. It's a highly advanced material which can absorb kinetic energy and store it in order to attack enemies at a later time. Basically, it can withstand any sort of attack and actually use all that energy against whoever dare face it. What will those Wakandan people think up next? Also, if you're talking about powerful characters, then look no further than the King of Wakanda. Superpowers are great, but political power, handled properly, is potentially more valuable. Now, if only I could find some of that purple powder that sends T'Challa on a wild Ayaskawa trip. Now, I'd be all set. Number 13. Iron Man. Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man, isn't your typical superhero. He's kind of just a smart dude with a lot of money and a knack for engineering. So what makes him so special if he's just a normal dude? Well, for starters, he's pretty gosh darn smart. And I don't mean he's like the type of guy to get good grades and land a well-paying job kind of smart. I mean, he's the type to build impenetrable weaponized armor suits capable of flight and able to shoot laser beams kind of smart. It also doesn't hurt that he's worth a couple $1 billion, giving him the financial freedom to constantly evolve his tech. It's like if Elon Musk suddenly decided to drop everything he's been doing and be a superhero. Wait a second. That would be awesome. As the first ever release of the Marvel Cinematic Universe over 10 years ago, Iron Man is an integral part of the Avengers and the entire Marvel storyline. While his suits are powerful, and his Stark Empire is as well, Tony's most impressive attribute is undeniably his brain. Number 12. Ultron. It's easy to forget just how dominant Ultron was in Avengers Age of Ultron. Ever since Thanos came around and did that whole snap thing, more on that later, Ultron has taken a back seat in the Avengers foes power rankings. If you'll recall, it took all of the Avengers to defeat Ultron. They even had to create a brand new superhero just to combat him. Again, more on that later. Ultron was the reason that Quicksilver met his untimely demise, and he caused the Battle of Sokovia. All in all, Ultron was the greatest challenge that the Avengers ever faced. That is, until that big purple guy showed up. One thing both villains share is a slow, relaxed, methodical tone that sort of makes you like them. Maybe let's hear them out for a second, yeah? Number 11. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has a wide array of impressive superpowers, all of which are incredibly powerful. For starters, she can project energy in the form of blasts and waves. As if that weren't enough, she also has telekinesis, she can also form a psionic force field, and manipulate people's minds. She can also levitate, but so can David Blaine, so that one's not that astonishing. We really saw her powers on display in Avengers Age of Ultron, where one emotional outburst destroyed an entire army of robots. Then in Avengers Infinity War, we saw Scarlet Witch really flex her superpowers by destroying an entire Infinity Stone, a nearly impossible act. Sure, Thanos rewinds time and gets it anyhow, but that doesn't discredit her impressive power. Number 10. Vision. What started out as Tony Stark's personal AI assistant, Jarvis, Vision was brought to life using a synthetic vibranium body in Avengers Age of Ultron. You'll recall vibranium as the same substance utilized to build Black Panther's suit and Captain America's shield. Vision has a wide array of superpowers, such as superhuman strength and durability, the ability to manipulate his density, phase through objects, fly, and has a genius-level intellect. After all, he is a form of artificial intelligence. One of the most telling moments came in Avengers Age of Ultron, when Vision just nonchalantly picks up Thor's hammer, a feat otherwise thought impossible. Like his wife, the Scarlet Witch, he was created from the Mind Stone, which resides in his forehead. I guess I should say resided. Number 9. The Ancient One. The Ancient One is your typical all-knowing mystical relic. You know the type. She pretty much teaches Doctor Strange everything he knows about sorcery and the mystic arts. Don't let her cool and calm demeanor fool you. She's particularly well versed in martial arts and possesses great power. For proof, look no further than the scene where she launches Strange into the astral plane. I'd like to see Hawkeye try that trick. With an impressive array of skills in both sorcery and hand-to-hand combat, the Ancient One is low-key one of the most powerful characters in the entire MCU. She wasn't powerful enough to avoid an untimely demise though. Number 8. The Hulk. As Bruce Banner, he's a genius who provides immense value through his intellectual efforts. That isn't why he's on this list though. The real reason he's ranked here is because of Bruce's alter ego, the Hulk. When Bruce gets angry, he turns all big and green and is really good at smashing things. Unfortunately, the cunning Banner and the brute Hulk never quite mix, as you only get one or the other. It's either puny scientist or giant on a rampage and no in between. As the Hulk, he's undeniably one of the strongest characters in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. There seems to be no limit to his power. He seems to only get stronger the angrier he gets. Therefore, it's like a catch-22. If he isn't strong enough, that's gonna make him angrier, which in turn will make him stronger. The Hulk is indeed a paradox unto himself. Number 7. Doctor Strange. Originally Stephen Strange, the arrogant neurosurgeon, the good doctor has since grown to become one of the most powerful sorcerers in the universe and a member of the Masters of the Mystic Arts. Armed with a seemingly limitless amount of spells, which he can use as weaponry or for protection, Strange is one of the most dangerous Marvel characters. He may not wow you with his feats of strength or top-tier martial artistry, but his ability to warp time and travel between dimensions is so far beyond all of that. Plus, he's got that cool cloak of levitation acting both as a sidekick and a lovely fashion accessory. They don't call this guy the Sorcerer Supreme for no reason. He's got a real knack for the mystic arts and a strong grasp of his spellbook as well. Let this be a lesson to all those kids out there. Studying pays off. If Doctor Strange never studied the material and developed a strong understanding for his craft, he wouldn't be nearly as powerful as he is. So stay in school and pay attention, kids. You just might have to save the universe someday. Number 6. Thor. For those who thought that was just some strong dude with a cool hammer, you absolutely thought wrong. In Thor Ragnarok, we discover that Mjolnir, his trusted weapon, wasn't the source of his power, and that the Asgardian can manipulate weather and electricity at will. I suppose that makes sense for the God of Thunder. Time and time again, Thor has proven to be one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and one of the greatest warriors. We've yet to see the limitations of his powers. After all, the guy survived the full blast of a friggin' star to form his new weapon, Stormbreaker. He even would have successfully defeated Thanos, full Infinity Gauntlet and all, had it not been for the miscalculation and aim. Aim for the head next time, Thor. Aim for the head. Number 5. Ego. While he may seem well-intentioned and charming at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Ego is actually a pretty evil dude. Wait, maybe I shouldn't use the term dude. What's a better word when referring to someone who's a living embodiment of an actual planet? You know, I'm not entirely sure that term exists yet. Ego isn't just strong or a good fighter, he's an actual planet and nearly a god. His goal isn't to rule, it's to spread himself throughout the universe. You need to be a powerful being to have such lofty goals. Due to the fact that he wasn't an actual person, the only way he could be defeated was to detonate a bomb in the core of his planetary being. Number 4. Dormammu. Dormammu might actually be the most powerful being in the entire Marvel Universe. The only reason he isn't ranked in the top spot is because he was defeated. No, he wasn't defeated in battle or through combat. That much would be near impossible. Instead, he's outsmarted by Doctor Strange, who traps him in a time loop. With Dormammu trapped, he's incapable of destroying Earth or taking over the universe, feats that would otherwise be quite easy for a being of his power. He's a massively imposing figure with powers that are outside the realm of human comprehension. Everyone should count themselves lucky that Doctor Strange was able to use his intellect to trap Dormammu. Otherwise, there would have been some huge problems. There's also no guarantee that he won't cause said problems in the future. Number 3. Hela. If you're familiar with Thor, then you know all about his all-powerful hammer Mjolnir. You know, the one that nobody else could even so much as hold? Yeah. Well, Hela shattered that thing like it's nothing. That's just how powerful she is. Big sisters can be so mean sometimes, can't they? Hela is so powerful that she pretty much single-handedly takes on Asgard, swatting away the likes of Thor, Loki, and the Hulk. The only conceivable way to defeat her is by sacrificing Asgard entirely. Classic sibling rivalry to pull the old "if I can't have it, no one can" card. Number 2. Captain Marvel. The newest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe is already one of the most powerful ones. Captain Marvel has incredible cosmic powers, which includes superhuman strength, energy manipulation, and energy absorption. This means she can blast enemies with hypercharged photons while simultaneously absorbing other energy to make her more powerful. Seems like a win-win if you ask me. It appears as though Marvel is gearing up to make her the face of the franchise heading into Phase 4 of the MCU, so expect plenty more Captain Marvel to come. Just how powerful is she? Consider this. In Nick Fury's last moments before being turned to dust, she's the person he calls. I don't know about you, but I trust Nick Fury's judgment. Number 1. Thanos. I mean, did you really think it would be anybody else? It's Thanos, the Mad Titan. He's the only villain to date able to conquer the Avengers and actually carry out his plan of erasing half of all of life in the universe. Avengers Infinity War ends with an eerily calm scene of Thanos looking out peacefully on the world after a hard-fought victory. The Avengers gave it everything they had and Thanos still came out on top. Some of the more impressive feats he pulled off included hurling an entire moon at Tony Stark, beating the crap out of the Hulk, and withstanding a Stormbreaker strike through the chest just before pulling off the snap. As the proud possessor of the Infinity Gauntlet and all of the known Infinity Stones, it's tough to find a more powerful being than Thanos, at least for now. How do you feel about our power rankings? Would you have ordered them differently? Did we leave anyone off who deserved to be on the list? Make sure to sound off in the comments below and let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, we'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit that red subscribe button and stay up to date with all of our latest videos. Until next time, you've been watching The Binger. Thanks.